Hey guys, it's time once again for another retro review. This is the video series where I go through the Coliseum home videos voted upon by you, the viewer. And I go and review them and I tell you if they're worth buying or skipping. Of course, this series is inspired by all the Coliseum home videos that the WWF put out in the 80s and 90s. They're no longer available at video stores. However, you can buy them on eBay or Amazon as a couple of examples of sites that sells Coliseum videos. One of the earlier reviews that I did a long time ago was the WWF's Most Unusual Matches. And it was a great tape. Well, today I'm here to review the sequel to the WWF's Most Unusual Matches, Even More Unusual Matches. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, right off the bat, one thing that I love about this videotape is, with the exception of maybe one match, you see every match in its entirety. That's how good this tape is to start off. So your hosts for the tape are Craig DeGeorge and Luscious Johnny Valiant. Boy, what a couple that is. So after we get our intro, we go to our first match. It is a Lumberjack match, the same way that the first videotape started out. And again, this is for the Intercontinental title, so both tapes start with a Lumberjack match, and are both for the Intercontinental title. What a unique way to start off the tape. Well, anyway, in this match, Macho Man Randy Savage defends the title against Bruno Sammartino. This is an okay match. I'm not going to say it's the best, but it's an okay match. It actually passes by for what it is. Savage gets knocked out to the floor early on, and the guys throw him back in the ring. Sammartino gets a little bit of an advantage, but Savage comes right back. Savage throws Sammartino out to the floor, and King Kong Bundy, one of the Lumberjacks, attacks him. So Savage is having a little bit of help from his friends. Now, after about another minute or two, Sammartino gets thrown back on the outside, but this time he catches Bundy with a right hand, and he goes back into the ring. He beats up on Savage, and he points to Ricky Steamboat, who is another Lumberjack, and says, "This is for you." He throws Savage to the floor, and Steamboat goes after Savage, and he throws him back in the ring. The end of the match, Sammartino locks in the bear hug. It's as if he's gonna win the title, when all of a sudden King Kong Bundy from behind attacks Bruno Sammartino. Steamboat gets into the ring after the match. He fights with Savage, and then a minute later, all the other Lumberjacks come into the ring. Sammartino wins as a result of a disqualification. It's sort of very rare that a Lumberjack match ends on a disqualification. Now, the next match on this tape is a tag team battle royal. Very big one, because this is for $50,000. $50,000 goes to the winning team. Now, we join this battle royal already in progress when both the Bulldogs and the Hart Foundation get eliminated at the same time. Now, if you don't know the rules of a tag team battle royal, it's real simple. When one member of a team is thrown out over the top into the floor, the team is gone. That's the rules. Last team in is declared the winner. Now, during this match, Haku gives some of the loudest chops I've ever heard. It's straight up hand meets skin, and it's like the skin, it should have been the skin comes off, but it doesn't. That's how hard he chops during this match. So it comes down to the Islanders and King Kong Bundy and Big John Studd. Now, I should say that throughout this tape, you're going to see guys in more than one match. The Islanders and King Kong Bundy are a perfect example. You'll see why a little bit later. So it comes down to these two teams. Tama gets avalanched by King Kong Bundy. He's basically out. Haku's with Big John Studd. So Studd holds Haku. Bundy's going to avalanche Haku, but Haku moves out of the way. Bundy, with sort of like this big bump, knocks John Studd over the top onto the floor. The Islanders win the match, win the $50,000. Sort of an upset, to be honest. But the Islanders were a very good team, an underrated tag team. Now we go into a series of matches with Hulk Hogan and Harley Race. The WWF title on the line in a Texas death match. Now I liked this. I liked the way this was, hyped up. Because Howard Finkel is saying, this is no disqualification, no countout, no time limit. This match cannot be stopped due to any cuts. It can only end in a pinfall. It can only be a 1, 2, 3 or a submission that basically wins. And he says, if you want, to the people at ringside, if you want to leave, now's your chance. Because if you stay, it's at your own risk. Which I thought was very cool. I thought it was a good idea to say that. So we get the match. Now this is the first one that they show is in Madison Square Garden. And it's a fight. It really is. This event was actually recently on WWE On Demand a couple of months ago, but I'll go through this match anyway. Hogan gets the early advantage, and he hits Race early in the match with a chair so hard that the chair cushion, like the chair breaks over the head of Harley Race, and the cushion of the chair comes off. That's how hard he hit him with the chair. And then, they keep fighting on the floor, they fight in the ring, fighting on the floor, they go up the entranceway, and then Harley Race gets advantage, does a headbutt on the Hogan, all this crazy stuff. Very good stuff. And the end of the match, Bobby Heenan gets the belt, gives it to Harley Race. He's going to do a diving headbutt onto Hogan. But Hogan grabs the belt, and Harley Race headbutts himself on the title belt. Hogan gets it. He does a little war dance, and then hits Harley Race with the title belt. 1, 2, 3. Hogan wins, retains the title. Now we go to these two guys in the Boston Garden. I'm going to be totally honest with you to save some time. This is pretty much the exact same match, with a couple of exceptions. Number one, the crowd in Boston is going absolutely crazy. Honestly, there were times where I thought that the crowd was going to try and go over the barricade, break down the barricade in the Boston Garden. Number two, they actually fight to the back for a moment, and Harley Race uses the entranceway. He uses the curtain as a weapon onto Hulk Hogan. And finally, Harley Race bleeds at the end of this match. So, really, you get the same match if you watch both. But the second one in Boston is just a little bit different than the first one. But the same result, same match, Hogan wins. Now we go into another match. Hercules against Billy Jack Haynes. This match is a chain match. So both men are going to have a chain. They're going to have it on their wrists. And basically, it's until somebody scores a 3 count. And early in this match, Billy Jack Haynes bleeds. I mean, early in this match, probably within the first 3 to 4 minutes of the match, Billy Jack Haynes is busted open. So Hercules obviously takes advantage of it. Hercules throws Billy Jack Haynes onto the floor. Now, while Billy Jack is on the floor, Hercules is posing. Well, the chain is in between his legs. Billy Jack Haynes yanks the chain. Hercules falls down. Haynes pulls Hercules out of the floor, and he starts beating him up, and eventually busts him open, gets him to bleed. And Hercules bled. Excuse me. Hercules bled a good amount in this match. I mean, if you're one of those fans that has that weird lust for blood, this match is for you. So, they fight a little bit, and in the end of the match, Hercules knocks down Billy Jack Haynes. Hercules goes onto the apron. He attempts to hog tie Billy Jack Haynes' feet to the bottom rope. I mean, hell, the chain is long, and trying to tie him on the bottom rope, he's trying really hard. And, he gets the 3 count in the win, even though with his feet on the ropes. But it's like, oh, he got Billy Jack Haynes tied up in the rope, and he got the 3 count in the victory. But when you watch the replay, Billy Jack Haynes somehow, the tying comes undone. It's not completely tied. So, it's not Hercules' fault. It's not Billy Jack Haynes' fault. It's just the way that it happened. So, now we go to a women's tag match. This is not unusual, the match. It's the ending of the match that is unusual. Ladies' tag team title is on the line. Judy Martin and Leilani Kai defend the belts against Candice Pardue and Penny Mitchell. Now, I want to say that name again. Candice Pardue. Because in the intro to this match, Craig DeGeorge goes, Candace Pardue, and the announcers for the match were like, Candice Pardue, Candice Pardue, Candace Pardue. No, they don't say that part. But it is Candice Pardue teaming with Penny Mitchell. It's not that bad of a match. Martin and Kai, they get the heel heat like they're supposed to. They're the heels. They do a good job. Pardue and Mitchell, they put up a good effort. They put up a good fight in this match. But this is where the ending comes in. This is why it's on the tape. Now, I'm going to describe the move, and let's see if you guys get this. Leilani Kai and Penny Mitchell are in the ring. Martin breaks up the pin that could have won the match for Mitchell and Pardue. Pardue comes in. She and Martin are fighting. So the referee breaks it up. Referee's distracted. He sends Pardue to the corner. Martin comes in, puts Mitchell in between her legs, picks her up, elevates her, slams her down on the mat. Leilani Kai gets the 3 count, the victory. They're still the women's tag team champions. Now, the name of the move that Judy Martin performed was called the Drip Dry. I want to describe the move again. Maybe you have caught it yet. Martin puts Mitchell in between her legs, picks her up, elevates her, slams her down to the mat. The Drip Dry is another name for the power bomb. That's right, Judy Martin performs a power bomb at the end of this match. And I guess at this point in time, it's never been seen before. So that's what gets it on the tape. I don't know why, it just does. And then we get a nice segment on the animals of the WWF. We have Damien, the snake of Jake Roberts, Frankie, the bird for Coco Beware, the dragon that Ricky Steamboat uses, and the most disturbing part of this segment, Matilda. Not basically Matilda. It's Junkyard Dog talking to Matilda. He's like, hey, you like them soft bones and you like to eat them. Well, I like them hard bones, those ham bones. We're going to go get them out of there and we're going to get them. And then, Matilda has this stare. She's got this blank stare, and in her mind she's probably thinking, what in the hell are you doing to me? Because the Junkyard Dog starts rubbing his face into her head and then starts licking the dog. The junkyard dog licks Matilda. You guys have got to see this to believe me. It's somewhat disturbing. It really is. Speaking of disturbing, the commentary in this next match is very disturbing. It's a 2-on-3 handicap match. Hulk Hogan and Billy Jack Haynes against the Hart Foundation and Danny Davis. Why do I say this commentary is disturbing? Because Craig DeGeorge does this entire match by himself. And I'm not putting down Craig DeGeorge. I like Craig DeGeorge. But I bet when they recorded his recording of the match, they were like, say, do we have Jesse Ventura available? No? How about Bobby Heenan? No? Lord Alfred Hayes? No? Bruno Sammartino? No? Do we have anybody available? Nobody. Well, Craig, you're doing this on your own. And my God, it's so disturbing to hear his commentary. So I'll try to review this match while trying to... I don't know how I'm going to do this, but I'll try my best. So basically, in a way, even though this is a 2-on-3 handicap match, it's somewhat a tag match, if you think about it storyline-wise. So Billy Jack Haynes and Jim Neidhart start the match, but Neidhart doesn't want Haynes. He wants Hulk Hogan. So Hogan comes in, Hogan and Anvil, a.k.a. Natty's dad. If you watch Total Divas, you get my reference. Start off. So, you know, Hogan and Haynes, they get the advantage for a little while. And then Hart Foundation and Davis, they get their advantage. So Davis comes in, he does a couple of kicks, pushes Haynes' head down, tags out. Now, here's where the commentary gets so bad. Neidhart and Bret, or actually, you know what? Natty's dad and Bret Hart send Billy Jack Haynes into the rope. And they give him a double back elbow. And Craig DeGeorge is like, oh, a double clothesline! Oh, the commentary is bad. Oh, it's painful to listen to. So anyway, Haynes eventually makes the tag to Hogan. Hogan hits the big boot on Bret Hart. Neidhart tries to get involved, but Billy Jack Haynes stops him. Hogan hits the leg drop. Excuse me. 1, 2, 3. And while that's happening, Danny Davis is getting in the ring, and Craig DeGeorge is like, oh, it's 4-on-4 in the ring! Oh, just take me now. Take me now. So after the match, Billy Jack Haynes holds Danny Davis, Hogan punches him, double atomic drop onto Danny Davis, and everybody home happy. Then we go into what Craig DeGeorge and Luscious Johnny Valiant tell you is the ending to the tape, even though there is another one, but I'll get into that momentarily. It is a Bunkhouse Battle Royal. If you've never heard of a Bunkhouse Battle Royal, basically it's come as you are, dress as you are, into this Battle Royal. Some of these guys wear some of the most unique outfits. Leaping Lanny Poffo in a suit of armor. Mr. Fuji wearing a sport jacket. King Kong Bundy looks like he's wearing either a policeman's uniform or his pajamas. The Magnificent Morocco wearing a New England Patriots jersey. Haku wearing a Chicago Bears t-shirt. And so many more. It's fun to watch. It really is. I mean, a Battle Royal is fun to watch. But a Bunkhouse Battle Royal, when all these guys come out in different outfits, it's fun to watch. It really is. So, Lanny Poffo in his suit of armor is eliminated. He's one of the first 4 or 5 guys gone, which sucks, because I would have liked to have seen him win in the suit of armor. Another wrestler, Scott McGee, poor Scott McGee, he gets eliminated, and he has to be carried to the back. He really does. It's that bad of an elimination, although I didn't think it was. So the final 4 are King Kong Bundy, Corporal Kirshner, the Duke of Dorchester, Pete Doherty, and Blackjack Mulligan. Talk about an unusual pair for a Final Four. So, Kirshner gets eliminated. Just right off the bat. Kirshner gets eliminated. So Bundy and Doherty work on Blackjack Mulligan. Well, Bundy eliminates Doherty from the match, so it's down to Bundy and Mulligan. So King Kong Bundy picks up Blackjack Mulligan as he's about to slam him. All of a sudden, Doherty comes into the ring with a chair, hits King Kong Bundy in the back with the chair. Mulligan then hits Bundy with his boot. Bundy goes over the top rope. Blackjack Mulligan wins the Battle Royal. And then, just to pretty much make sure it happens anyway, he eliminates the Duke of Dorchester for a second time. So Pete Doherty gets eliminated twice and can't win a Battle Royal. And then, oh boy, and this is where your words get used good, a little something extra. It's a midgets tag team match. The Coco Kid and Little Louie against Billy the Kid and Little John. Now, they only show you the first fall of this match, which, to be honest, I can totally understand. A 2 out of 3 fall midget tag team match. Do we really have the patience to watch that? But no, it's actually, it's funny. It's, a midgets tag team match. It's what it was back in the day. Excuse me. And you get your humor, you get your good moments. And the end of the first fall is won by the Coco Kid and Little Louie. If you want to find out who wins this match, go to your local library and look up the match Coco Kid and Little Louie against Billy the Kid and Little John. And that is the end of the tape of even more unusual matches. Now, here comes the difficult part. Is this tape better than the original? Is this better than the most unusual matches? While most of these matches are newer, in the terms of, we're going to put different matches than we had on the first one. I mean, the Tag Team Battle Royal, the Texas Death Match, the Chain Match, the Handicap Match, the Bunkhouse Battle Royal. And this is a good tape. It is a good tape. I'm not going to deny it. It's a fun tape to watch. If you want to watch matches that you're not going to see that often, I recommend it. But is this better than the most unusual matches? To be honest, I'd say it's a tie. That's how good this tape is. It's as good as the first one. Now, it does have its flaws. Craig DeGeorge commentary on the handicap match. My God, I don't know how to put it. It's a national tragedy. It's a national tragedy. If you have somebody else with him, that's fine. But Craig DeGeorge doing a match by himself. But anyway, for the bad stuff there, you get a lot of good stuff. The Tag Team Battle Royal, the Chain Match, the scene of the Power Bomb in a women's tag match, the Bunkhouse Battle Royal, really is good to see. It's fun to see. And like I said, with the exception of one match, every match on this tape you see beginning to end. There is nothing clipped. None of these matches are shortened to fit the videotape. They're all in. Every second, every frame of that match is on the tape. That's why I like it. That's why I say it's a good tape. I think you guys should check it out. Get it if you can. And see if you agree or disagree with me. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of the Retro Review. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Check out the channel probably sometime next week where you guys are going to get to choose from 3 videotapes, and the winning tape will be the next Retro Review. Until then, I am Wrestling Man. I hope you guys have enjoyed this Retro Review.